Hello everyone, you're welcome back to this channel. In today's video, I will be showing you a very easy and unique way of making your flare or umbrella dress. And you're going to enjoy this tutorial. Just take your time and watch to the end. So let's get started. Now I have my fabric here. It's going to be a single piece fold. Now I have it here. I'm using the length. I'm using 60 by 60. That is here. You can see it's already on fold. So the length of this is 60 inches. I have 16 inches here. That's the length for this. And also here 16 inches. So it's 60 by 60 inches. So right now I'm going to start. So from the tip here, I'm going to fold diagonally like this. So I'm folding like this. So as you can see here is already two pieces. So I'm going to refold it again the second time. So I will refold it again. Can you see? So I'm going to use my pin to hold it down to the base. So I'm using my pin, but I'll make sure that it's equal. You can see it's equal. I use my pin to hold it down. So I proceed. Use my pin to hold it down. So this is what I would do. I hold it down with my pin down to the base. Now as you can see, I've used my pin to hold it down to the base. I've done it down to the base. Okay. So right now I'm going to move it downward so that you can see very well. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to consider my shoulder, the shoulder length I will be using for this, half of the shoulder length. In this case, the shoulder is 14 inches. 14 divided by 2 will give me 7 inches. So I'm going to add like 1 inch to that 7 inches. So I will be having the total of 8 inches as the half of my shoulder line. So I'm going to look for where 8 inches reaches here. So I have it here. So I'm going to mark from here straight. I mean horizontally, like I'm doing right now. I will mark 8 inches. So I have it here. So right now I'm going to make the line visible so that you can see it very well. So let me just make it clear. So having done with this, so I'm going to go up from here. I'm going to go up by 1 inch. So 1 inch. So from this 1 inch, I'm going to draw another line horizontally. So let me use my ruler. So I'm going to draw it horizontally. Can you see? So right now, I will also go ahead. I will also proceed with 1 inch again. I'm going to mark another 1 inch from this second line and mark 1 inch again. So I'm going to draw this horizontally too. So I draw it horizontally. Let me make the line very straight. Horizontally. So as you can see, I have 3 lines here. 1, 2, 3. So right now, I'm going to place my measuring tape on the middle line. So from that middle line, I'm going to mark here, I'm going to mark 3.5 inches. So from here, I'm going to mark, let me mark 4 inches. So I mark 4 inches from here. From this point, I mark 4 inches inward. So right now, I'm going to come here also, the third line, I'm going to mark 4 inches as well. So I have it here. So I'm going to connect these 2 lines together like this. Okay, so right now I can make a slight, so I'm going to make a slight curve from there to connect to the mid line. Can you see? So this one is my back depth neckline. So right now from here, I'm going to come down from here. Right now I'm going to just make I will connect this line to this line, which is my what? My shoulder slope. So I will just go ahead and connect straight. So here is my shoulder slope. So right now, I will go ahead right now and connect to this one. This one is my front piece neckline. So I will just make a curve from that point also. Like this. Okay. So here, from this point, I'm going to create my armhole curve. So I'm going to, from this middle line, I'm going to come down by 7 inches. So I come down by 7 inches. So I have the 7 inches right here. So I will just connect this line. So from here, I will just make a slight curve, which gives me my armhole curve. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to cut. So I'm going to cut. Now for the length, it depends on how long you want it to be. But for the case of this, in this case, I will be using the whole of it. So that's why I'm not bothering of measuring what I have as the length. So right now I'm going to proceed. I will first cut this. This one first is what I will be cutting. Now as you can see right here, I've cut out the back neckline. You can see, leaving the front. I will do that later. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to remove this. Okay, then I'm going to draw it so that I can deal with I'll work on the length. You know, I told you that I will be using the whole of it. So the total length I will be using is 41. So I'm going to place it. This is where I'm going to place it, and it's going to be constant. I'm going to place it here. So let me draw it so that you can see. I'm going to place my measuring tape right here, and it is going to be constant. So from here, I'm going to measure 41 inches. 41 inches. I mark. So I told you the upper one is going to be constant. All I need to do is just to be rolling it like that. Then I mark 41. Then I make the upper one constant. I mark 41. I proceed 41 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to connect the lines together. So I can use my free hand like you can see me doing, using my free hand to connect. It's also easier this way, using your free hand to connect. Can you see? You can see I've connected the line. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to cut it out. So you can see I've cut it out. So I'm going to draw it again. So right now that I'm done with cutting the length, so I can now remove my pin. So I'm going to remove that of the back piece since I've cut the neckline, the shape of the neckline of the back piece. So I will just go ahead, and it's attached together. Sorry, all I need to do is just to remove it like this and work on the front neckline. So I'm going to reshape the front neckline. Okay, you can see it's joined together, but there is a way you can do it. This is for the back, now this is for the front. So right now I'm going to reshape that of the front neckline. So I'll make sure that it's of equal length before I do this. So I'm going to reshape. And you see I've reshaped it. So right now I can now open. So you can see this is the front. Why? This is the back. Okay, and this is the back. So what I'm going to do right now is to place it right side to right side. I'm going to close this back. So if you want to add zipper, then you can go ahead, but you will have insert, or you will have considered the zipper allowance. And that was why I had to make the width of the neckline supposed to be 3.5, but I extended it to 4 inches because I'm going to use the 1/2 inch to hold this. Okay, so right now I'm going to use 0.5 inch to stitch it from the edge here down to the base. As you can see, I've sealed the back side. What I used was not even up to 0.5. So it's just little, just to hold it together. So you can see I sew it from the neckline down to the base here. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to sew the armhole. So here is my bias tape already. I've joined it together. Can you see? It's already unjoined. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to sew this bias tape right side to right side to the armhole. Here is the armhole. So I'm going to place it like this. Then I sew just little. I will just use a very little allowance to sew it from this edge to the other. So, and I will be repeating it to the second armhole. That's the same thing I will be doing. Now, as you can see, I've sealed my bias tape to the armhole. Here is it. Also the other side, I've done likewise to the other side. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to notch it. So I'm going to notch carefully. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do round this armhole line. I will notch till I finish the 2 armhole. After notching it round, the next thing is just to fold it in to the wrong side. 1, then 2, then I seal. Now as you can see, I'm done with sewing the armhole. I've completed sewing the armhole. Can you see? Also the other side of it. Here is it. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go ahead and seal the shoulder. So I seal it. Also the other side. Place it each other and I seal. So as you can see right here, I'm done with sewing the shoulder. Okay, can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to work on the neckline. So I will be using a bias tape also to do this. So I'm going to place it right side to right side. Okay, then I stitch round. After that, I notch it like I did to the armhole and I fold it into 2 and I stitch it round. So that's the next thing I will be doing right now. All right, so far so good. I've come to the end of this tutorial. Can you see? Flare, umbrella. Can you see how neat it is? So all you need to do is just to use your belt to hold it here and everything is set. I really want to appreciate you for taking your time to watch this video. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching and thanks for always being there. So if you have any question, like I used to say, kindly drop your question in the comment section. So till I come your way again, bye for now.